Rob Demovsky with Pete Dougherty at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where the Packers sustained the first loss of the season, 19-14. And Pete, were you as surprised as I was that their offense really couldn't function today?
Staggering. What were they, 13.5, 14-point favorites? And they just got nothing going. All the drop passes in the first half, 3 on third downs, killed drives. And then even in the second half, when they weren't dropping the ball, they got it going a little bit, but 2 touchdowns wasn't even close to enough.
They lost Bulaga in the game, and then the guy who came in for him, Derek Sherrod, sustained just a horrific-looking broken leg, so he's obviously out. Do they have a problem, do you think, on their offensive line?
Yeah, a little thin there. It would help them if Chad Clifton came back in the next week or two. Either as, I'm assuming they'd put him back in the starting lineup, but even if not, to have him as a backup there at left tackle. But yeah, they got a little regrouping to do. It's the first loss of the year. It's got to sting. It was kind of a strange locker room. Been a full year since they lost the game.
Do you think going forward this is just a little bit of a bump in the road, or were there some problems exposed today, do you think?
You wonder. They did get a taste for what happens when they've been giving up yards all year, but they didn't get the turnovers today. And they got a taste of what can happen when you don't make those turnovers, and that could happen again in the playoffs against a good quarterback. If they played in New England, for instance, in the Super Bowl, he might not throw any balls to them, and then you got to get stops and you got to score.
2, I thought, kind of questionable in-game decisions. 1, McCarthy not challenging the play that Pope had down the goal line where it looked like the ball came loose and might have gone through the end zone out of bounds for a touchback. And I thought the onside kick was leaving a little bit more, at the time anyway, a little bit more of a question.
Yeah, and we said that as we were talking during the game, why they weren't. It turned out they gave up 2 first downs anyway, but they were giving up 30 yards of field position with a 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. I would have thought they'd kick it, get the stop, get the ball back. If they're on 35 or 40, and they have well over a minute to go.
Well, that'll do it from Kansas City. We'll talk to you next week.